to the curb, and the gentleman got out. And
in the 1970s, drag racing was a wild, electrifying spectacle where engines roared, tires burned rubber, and personalities were larger than life. The tracks were chaotic, packed with adrenaline-fueled crowds and drivers who lived on the edge. Among them, Jungle Jim Lieberman stood out, a driver known for fearless stunts, wild showmanship, and charisma that drew fans from miles around. Yet, amid the smoke, speed, and flashbulbs, one figure quietly captivated everyone: Pamela Hardy, later known as Jungle Pam. Her energy, beauty, and confidence complemented Jim's outrageous presence, creating a pairing that was unforgettable. Their story wasn't just about racing, it was a whirlwind romance, a partnership, and a cultural moment that defined the sport's golden years, blending excitement, charm, and tragedy. A chance encounter that changed everything. Pamela Hardy was an ordinary college student in a small town, living a simple life with studies and routines when fate intervened. In 1972, she noticed a Corvette pull up beside her on the street, its engine growl grabbing her attention. Behind the wheel was Jim Lieberman, already a celebrated drag racer known for his daring style and magnetic personality. His confidence, charm, and the tales of life on the road were intoxicating, offering Pam a glimpse into a world far removed from her quiet town. When Jim invited her to join him and his racing crew, it felt impulsive, even reckless. Yet something about him stirred curiosity and excitement. Within days, Pam made a life-altering choice, leaving college behind to step into the thrilling, unpredictable world of drag racing, a decision that would make her an icon. Entering a male-dominated world. The drag racing circuit in the early 70s was intense, dominated by men and defined by high-octane chaos. Pam arrived as an outsider with no mechanical knowledge or racing experience. Her first role was to assist in any way possible, from packing parachutes to prepping cars, yet each task carried high stakes and demanded precision. Despite being a newcomer, she quickly adapted, learning the rhythm of race day and understanding the unspoken rules of the track. Her presence was striking, not just for her looks, but for her calm confidence and poise. She didn't just fit in, she stood out. This combination of beauty, competence, and charisma caught the attention of fans and media, earning her the nickname Jungle Pam. Even in a space dominated by men, she became a central figure, demonstrating that personality could shine as brightly as horsepower. The rise of an icon. Pam's presence beside Jungle Jim wasn't just eye-catching, it was magnetic. Photographers and fans quickly gravitated toward her, making her a regular feature in drag racing magazines. But it wasn't just her appearance that drew admiration, it was her composure amidst chaos, her ability to handle the intense environment of the track, and her unique chemistry with Jim. Together, they became one of the most recognizable duos in drag racing history, embodying both excitement and style. Pam's confidence and poise added a new dimension to the sport, reminding fans that drag racing wasn't only about speed and mechanics, it was also about showmanship and personality. Her emergence as Jungle Pam symbolized a new era where a woman could command attention and respect without ever driving a car herself. Life in the fast lane. Being with Jim meant living at full throttle, both on and off the track. Their days were filled with grueling travel schedules, constant media attention, and the physical and emotional demands of high-stakes racing. Jim's obsession with performance and showmanship left little room for calm or balance, creating a life that was thrilling but exhausting. Pam experienced the highs of fame and adrenaline, but also the relentless pace and pressure of keeping up with Jim's whirlwind lifestyle. She admired his talent and charisma, yet the intensity of life on the road introduced new challenges. The relationship was as volatile as it was passionate, marked by moments of deep connection and times of frustration, reflecting the highs and lows of a life defined by speed and spectacle. The dark side of fame. Behind the glitz and roaring crowds, Pam encountered the hidden struggles of being part of a famous racing duo. Rumors of Jim's drinking, infidelity, and reckless behavior circulated, intensifying the emotional pressure on her. Fans saw a confident, smiling partner at the track, but they didn't witness the quiet arguments, long nights, and moments of exhaustion. The constant spotlight magnified every misstep and fueled speculation about their personal lives. Pam's loyalty and dedication kept the partnership together, yet it came at a personal cost as she navigated the emotional turbulence of a man consumed by his obsession. The glamour of fame contrasted sharply with the private realities of her relationship, creating a life of simultaneous admiration and hidden pain. Tragedy strikes. Jungle Jim's death. On September 9, 1977, Jim Lieberman's life was abruptly cut short in a fatal Corvette crash in Pennsylvania, just days before his 32nd birthday. The loss stunned Pam and the drag racing community, marking the end of an era. Jim had lived every moment at full speed, and his death mirrored the unpredictability and intensity of his life. For Pam, the grief was immense. The man who had drawn her into this electrifying world, who had been her partner and closest companion, was gone. The racing community mourned deeply, remembering his charisma, talent, and showmanship, while Pam retreated from public life, overwhelmed by the sudden void and forced to navigate a world without the man who had defined so much of her identity. Love after Jim, Pam eventually found love again, first marrying Fred Frey, a racer who understood the pressures of her past. Their marriage offered companionship and understanding, but was inevitably weighed down by the memory of Jim. Comparisons and emotional shadows made sustaining normalcy challenging, and the marriage ultimately ended. Later, she met Bill Hodgson, who wasn't connected to racing and offered her the quiet life she craved. With Bill, Pam experienced a sense of peace and stability, creating a life far removed from the chaos of fame. These relationships highlight her resilience, showing how she navigated grief, love, and the challenge of building a fulfilling life after extraordinary highs and devastating loss. A quiet legacy. Despite leaving the sport, Pam's presence and influence remained a touchstone for drag racing enthusiasts. Fans continue to celebrate her role in the 1970s era, and she occasionally returns for retrospectives, fan conventions, and special appearances. Her participation is marked by grace and respect for history, rather than a desire for attention. By donating memorabilia, sharing stories, and attending select events, she preserves the memory of a time when drag racing was wild and charismatic. Pam's story represents a legacy of courage, adaptability, and quiet strength, reminding fans that one doesn't need to drive a car to make a lasting impact in a male-dominated sport. Public curiosity and privacy. Throughout her life, public curiosity about Pam remained intense. Fans and journalists often sought interviews, updates, and glimpses into her private life. Yet she maintained boundaries, speaking only about her experiences with clarity and restraint, never indulging in gossip. Her approach reflects both respect for her own privacy and an understanding of her lasting cultural significance. Pam's choice to stay out of the limelight underscores the difference between fleeting fame and enduring impact. By carefully controlling what she shared, she ensured her story remained authentic, preserving both her dignity and the memory of her partnership with Jungle Jim, rather than allowing sensationalism to define her legacy. The timeless icon of drag racing Jungle, Pam remains a celebrated figure in drag racing history, remembered for her unique combination of charm, confidence, and contribution to the sport's golden era. She brought personality and style to a male-dominated world, complementing Jungle Jim's wild showmanship and creating a partnership fan could not forget. Even in later years, her appearances, interviews, and dedication to preserving memorabilia reinforce her status as an icon. While the roar of engines has quieted in her daily life, the legacy of Jungle Pam endures, a reminder of a time when drag racing was as much about character and charisma as speed. She embodies resilience, grace, and the indelible mark one person can leave on an entire sport.